the main problem is that the pipe is right down here. It runs from that tapping there all the way around the back. It's really hard to get at. I've tried taking off that heat shield. I can't even get that heat shield off. Got 2 bolts out, but there's another one holding it in. There's another heat shield further down which completely mask where that pipe goes into the exhaust. I'm sure there's a way of getting at it, but I can't. So what I've done is taken off the air inlet hose, which is here, to give me a bit better access. And then I've taken the tapping off. Now, the tapping is just mounted on this flexible bracket. So what I did was I got a fairly big adjustable in there, and I put it onto the flexible bracket to stop the bracket moving, because the EMAP pipe is actually fixed to the back of the bracket. So if you move the bracket about, there's a chance you'll crack the EMAP pressure takeoff pipe. So I managed to get the sensor off, and the sensor itself was completely clogged. So I've now cleaned out the sensor, so that's clean as a whistle. And what I then did was copied something off YouTube, in that I put a bit of bicycle brake cable with the nipple in the chuck of my drill, and I started poking that down the hole in the tapping. And obviously the pipe wiggles around all over the place, so it's quite hard to get it down, but a cable will go down. And what I found was that it stopped after about 100 mil, and I couldn't work out whether it was stuck at a bend or stuck in gunk. So I kept persisting, and I was putting a mixture of pure acetone and disc brake cleaner, bicycle disc brake cleaner, down the hole, and I wasn't getting anywhere. And the problem was I couldn't apply any longitudinal force onto the cable after a certain point, because the cable's too flexible and it would just buckle. So what I did was I made the cable as short as possible, while still long enough to go, still long enough that I predicted it would go the full length of the pipe. And then I put a bit of rubber tubing, a bit of silicone tubing I think it is, around the tube. And that bit of tubing started off quite long, because that was how far the cable would go into the EMAP pipe. But because this stopped the cable from buckling, I was actually able to push a bit on the drill and really to make the drill go quite fast. And that meant I could get longitudinal force onto the cable. So I was holding this and running the drill, and this length here was in the EMAP pipe. And it just bit by bit started to go further and further in, and as it went further and further in, I shortened the silicone hose because it would come up against the mouth of the tapping, till eventually it went all the way through. A bit of a hallelujah moment, so that was fantastic. And now when I pour acetone into that tapping, it just drains away into the exhaust. So that is now clear, and I haven't had a garage built, and I haven't had to take the pipe off, and it hasn't cost me 110 quid for a pipe. That's a bit of a triumph, really. There you go.